Welcome back to the channel. It's Chad here with SNES and today I have the WLtoys A979B, and this is part 4 of my build. And I've got, a little bit done. But today we're going to be doing carbon fiber chassis. And I've already put the hardware that came with it in there because I had to use a little blue Loctite to get everything kind of in there so it never comes apart. It doesn't come apart easy. And I will not be able to install this second floor because these 2 points right here, which are these steering pieces, these come all the way through. Well, these came with provided pins, so I had to order the right second floor where these 2 holes are actually covered, so when you slide in, there's just a pin that goes through. And I'll just use this on another application. But today we're going to start by just stripping this thing down and getting everything on this frame and ready to go. I also have received my servo for the WLtoys 144001, and I'm going to install it here with an ESC from a 144001, and it should drive this 540 motor just fine. So today I'm going to start out, I'm going to get the second floor off. We'll pull it out and then I'll just slowly get it all apart and laid out, and then we'll get it on this frame. Okay, and I kind of wanted to show you here if you can see that spur gear here, but what happens when, this is why I'm changing this, is you can see how clearly how much that motor moves along that gear with the flex of this frame. And I learned this lesson with my A959B, and it really stripped out the center gear when it kicks and clicks, and it'll do it like we were doing donuts, just simple turns, and it'll kick. And with this I had to have no flex. So let's finish getting this thing apart and ready to go. So see, now we have it to this point. It just came apart pretty easy at my drive shaft and all this here. I just got to slide everything kind of in, and I do have a metal spur gear set and metal gears down in here because I actually stole these gears that originally came with it for an A595A, which came with plastic gears, and I stuck those plastic gears in here, and I can't work with that. I got to have the metal. So we're to this point. Let's start reinstalling. But first, I'm going to take this motor off, and what I've had to do, I've taken this motor off the other day, and I had to really heat up these with a soldering iron, and I actually shaved down here with a sander to get to this one. Then I've replaced these screws, and we'll blue Loctite these back into place when we put them on the carbon fiber. So now our motor's free and ready to be reinstalled. And get my screws out here. And I'll leave this ESC, and I do need to pull this servo because I need the servo mount for the other servo. Okay, so now all I'm going to do here is just kind of set this guy aside, and I'll save this ESC for parts or whatever, because I kind of want that switch for something else. And we're going to take our carbon fiber chassis here, and this did come with provided screws, which you'll need to bolt down everything. I'm going to set these aside. Set these up here with this fella. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over like this to where our screws are. This is the back, this is the front where your gear is here. And we're going to slide this guy down just like so, and it fits. And I'm going to run these screws in here because I can't do these outside screws until I get everything else in. So let's do that. Okay, I ran into my first issue with this, and I did with the other ones, and I may have to just shave it because you can see right there, that's not fitting right. It's pretty tight and snug, so what I'm going to need to do is just kind of sand this inside edge a little bit. Possibly, we'll see, because I don't think that this will go all the way together without hanging. It's really tight right here. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to move. That's definitely going to have to be shaved down. So if you get one of these, you're probably going to have to do so. I'm going to slide this piece on just to see how tight this is, but it is pretty bad. Yeah, I can't even get that piece on. Nope, there's no way I could even get them together to put it on there, so I'm gonna have to shave that down a touch. Just a little bit. It looks like it's just right here. Let me try to get this on there. Yeah, the struggle is real. I cannot get it on there. Not without a major fight. Let's see here. If I stand it up. There we go. I got it. Nope, I didn't take. Oh, there's no way. There is no way. It's going to have to be sanded down. So let me get this back out of here. And I'll work that down. Yeah, see, I can barely even get it apart. Lost a washer there. So it's somewhere around here. There it is. Yeah, it's just right along that edge. Damn. Okay, I did a quick test because the other day I took this heavy car, it's got the metal, and I took the metal A-arms out of it just to lighten this car up, and I did quite well just sticking the plastic back in. Well, these metal arms actually fit here so much better. So I'm going to go with the aluminum A-arms. They do fit pretty good. So I'm going to get those in. We'll just install all the hardware on there. Whoops. Okay, I really screwed up. I didn't watch what I was doing here, and this is one for the front, so I got to go back in and take it off. And then I did put it on backwards too. Well, there's holes, and make sure that these holes on the outside of your A-arms are facing out for your shocks. So let me get this back off real quick. Yeah, these move much better. They're a little stiff, but I think they'll wear in rather nicely. So we got our rear A-arms on. Let's get these front ones on. Okay, so we got front and rear A-arms on, looking pretty sharp. Kind of like that look of the red. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm just going to get all this hardware off of these and back on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all this hardware back on. Everything seems to be working pretty smooth, other than right here. I have to wait for my other upper deck so I can get this installed right. So I need these pins. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get this motor installed, ESC, and servo. Now I'm not installing that servo horn today until I get all this, because I need to center the servo, you know, and have all this together. But for right now it is in there, and this is from a 144001, and it fits the mount for the A979B and the A959B, but the mounts fit, and it's a nice fit in there. It's the same size, it just has a different 5 plug. The old one is much smaller, see. So now it allows me to use this bigger ESC, which I'll mount right here. Kind of like so. And so what I like to use, and I'm only going to put one strip of this underneath today, because I think once I get this new metal second floor up here on top, thinking about mounting it straight here like this up on top. It allows it to cool. Oh, my Alexa alarm is going off, so at this point I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back, and sorry about the Alexa alarm. I have another project going on and I got some stuff timing over there. So anyway, now at this point I really don't even want to mount my ESC. I think I do want to mount it right up here on top, because it'll sit right underneath the truck, stay a little bit cooler possibly. Leaves me room so I can use a couple longer batteries that I have down here. So that may be the case, but for now I do want to test this and just see, you know, how, if everything's going to work in sync, if this ESC works correctly, you know, all that. So with these, yellow to red, blue to black, and then these only plug in one way over here. You don't want to force it. If you're forcing this plug, you're doing something wrong. So goes like so, right in there. Okay, my titanium plate finally came, and it came with holes. So these little spacers right here usually screw in from the bottom, and you'd have pins that would go from this point here to here, and then everything would screw down and your steering would ride on those pins. But this one has those holes, so I have to use these out of the old frame and just go through. And what I did was I took a 2.2 millimeter drill and just drilled them out, and now they slide over top. And I just use this little hand drill I have here. It's like a jewelry drill, but this is aluminum, so I mean it drills pretty easily. Just use a pair of pliers to get a hold of it and just kind of drill it out, get rid of the thread. And now I'm able to use these pins that came with the stock and just go through and finish this up. I've already done a couple other steps since while I was waiting for this, because it was actually sent, lost in the mail, and then resent. But yeah, now I have bearings and full aluminum hubs. It's getting pretty close to being finished. So we're going to get the steering finished here, and we'll slide this pin up through here. And this pin up through here. And now we put our spacers over top of them. They just slide right over nice. It's neat. Let those drop. I'm gonna get this motor off here so it's not flopping or ESC. There we go. All these pins are gonna be a pain, so I'm gonna a little bit of tape to hold them in. Okay, I'll be right back with that tape. Okay, I got me some tape, just some blue painter's tape here. And what I had to do when I built my aluminum frame is this very thing. So flip them back over and drop your pins down through there. They fit nice right there. Just run a little blue tape over top of them so they don't flop out while I, put everything together. Actually, I didn't need all that tape, just that and that. That'll hold them in place. Now I can drop everything together. Let's get these guys out of the way here. That pin there. I screwed in this bearing. I need these screws right here. I'm going to do a dry fit right now, but you're going to want to put blue Loctite on these ones right here. There we go. Now to finish that steering up, let's hook up the steering link here. Push it down on there. This one here, same thing. Let's get this wheel out. Come on. Shove it down on there. And that's a little tight, so I'm gonna have to, let's see here. I gotta get this on. And line it up here. Yeah, and it's really stiff, so I need to back these two off a little bit. Still a little stiff, so I may have to sand in here a little bit. I'm kind of loosen this up a touch more. I don't need to be very tight. It'll take a little tuning and adjusting, but I think we'll have it. But yeah, that's the carbon fiber chassis. It was a lot of fun. Sorry it took so long to get this titanium piece in, and I changed my bench because I have another project over there. But thanks for watching. I hope this helps anybody. If not, just thanks for watching.